cannot even begin to tell you how much I've learned here.
Oh.
This is Devin. What did I learn at TIPA? I learned that if strangers try and trick you onto going onto a bus to go see a play, it's a bad idea. Don't get on that bus. That play's going to be terrible. It's a student play. When are student plays ever good? They're never good. Even regular plays are generally terrible. And I can't help but feel like this is punishment for my idea to come up with a theater issue.
I learned that what we should be doing is we should be doing more recruiting, different kind of ways that go to the high schools, and different ways to market our paper to get more readership. And we should be implementing those, like getting a focus group and researching like who reads our paper and who doesn't and why. And one thing I learned from the same session that we already do is when we changed our newspaper bins, that was a good thing because we grabbed more attention with our new bins, so more people would get our paper.
Plays are boring and plays are stupid, and thank God every day that I wake up that I can play Game Boy and listen to my iPod and watch TV or go on the internet.
Something new that I learned at TIPA was branding, and how as a writer and a journalist we need to start branding our names. So Christopher Smith, the writer, needs to become like a whole entity. He needs to start a blog and posting all my stories to that and talking about that, and I can use that for trying to get a job later.
Because the internet's way less boring than a play, even though you have to read on the internet, which kind of sucks.
And something that I already knew about that we talked about here that I do fairly well was when I went to the feature writing conference. Everything we talked about is already stuff that I do, already stuff that I know, and it was still good because I felt really good about myself. I think I'm really, that's the number one thing I want to do as a feature writer, so I think I got that pretty well.
Don't trust plays, don't trust faculty advisors who are coming up with contest ideas. No, they should have taken to us a movie.
I learned that the accent knows how to take care of its writers and employees, and a happy staff is a productive one.
Rented us a DVD. I would have sat in a dark room and watched an episode of Cops on DVD and written a critical review of that. I would have even watched a boring show. I'd watch Nova on PBS.
I learned that I could do a lot more self-editing, and that there are a lot of tips and tricks that I could do to save my editor a lot of time.
Okay. And
what else did I learn at TIPA? I learned that you shouldn't put me on flip because I'm going to speak the truth, and then it gets edited out, which is censorship. Apparently I'm not standing in the right free speech zone at the moment.
One thing I've learned is that it is very good to look for prepositions inside of your work before you turn it into your editors, so they don't have to be eliminating too much wordiness, and you have probably a better favorable outcome instead of a clash like, no, I want this piece not like the way you want it, no, I want it the way it has to be, genuine the editor. If that makes any sense.
What else did I learn at TIPA? They might have free meat, which is also a good thing.
Something that I learned that we need to incorporate more is copy editing in 10 easy steps. I think us editors rush the copy editing process because we get really stressed out and exhausted at 8 p.m.
Bowling, then you can go do that. I guess I like bowling. Bowling's all right, but...
What I learned that we should do more is videos and slideshows. I know we've been trying to do that, but we haven't really nailed it, so.
I talked to some old people. I watched a senior aerobics water class. That was pretty interesting, kind of surreal, but that was fun.
We learned that I need to work on my photos with lighting.
All right. So, what's one thing you think we should keep doing that we have been doing that's good? I agreed.
Other design. I think our design should be younger.
Be younger?
Yes, be younger looking.
Okay.
Especially the first page. I think people have the impression that they are picking up the New York Times or something. They're intimidated by it.
What's one thing you learned, Miss Needham?
I've learned how to write about art, write about facts and costumes, accents, whether people forget the lines, etc. I pretty much knew about that, but it was good to have know the rules exactly.
One thing I've learned to make sure to diversify in who and what you cover around the school. Be aware that there's a lot of different departments and demographics of the students, and then include that in everything in the writing.
Go again. Okay, one thing we do good is feature stories. Like, they're nice and in depth, and I think that's good to follow up on stories and stuff. And then I think we do better, that we should do better, is photo essays. Like, they actually have to be essays, with kind of an introduction and a main thing, and then a conclusion, not just a photo spread.
I learned from the conference that I learned how to write feature stories. I knew how to write them, but I got some pointers. Jackson and the staff has done a really good job, but I would like that the accent implement or has a column or articles in Spanish, or that we talk more about issues that impact the Hispanic or the Latino community at ACC.
Well, I learned how to bring video into my photography, and something else that we should implement is Spanish column. Así que tenemos que tener una columna en español para todos los estudiantes de habla que son hispanos.
That people holding their ears and it's appearing to bleed. I can't quite understand, you see. BLEED is what they say about the news for me. But if it's news to me, is it news to you? What the media says isn't always true, so we gotta have our own discretion.